Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at gcnlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Watch the green eggs tumble.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked. Here we go. Your dial's set correctly to USAPrepares.com. And we're delighted you're here. We're broadcasting 2 hours from high atop the Missouri Ozark Mountains. And if you'd like to call in, we'll pay for the call. We don't get many calls here at USAPrepares.com, but if you'd like to call in, 866-582-9933, 866-582-9933. And there's a link to all of your instructors on the website, USAPREPARES.com. John's engineering the broadcast in Minnesota, and I'm delighted to introduce your newest instructor. And for those of you who are new to USAPrepares.com, there are about 200 of us, experts in various areas, innovators. All of us are innovators. We're doctors, dentists, engineers, CEOs, surgeons, broadcasters, researchers, authors, physicists, farmers, and students rising to become instructors. None of us is capable of holding down a job. And your newest instructor is no exception. James Neathery is with us, and he's spent 24 years in the financial services industry, and he's here to expose some of the inside information about how that industry works. Welcome, James Neathery.
Hello, Vinny. I'm just delighted as I can be to be with you.
How are you?
I just got to say that I love, like-minded people with the ability, and the freedom to do what you think is best in your own life without outside control. Big brother intervention. And really, when it gets to the world of personal economics, finances at the family level, it's no different. I've come to believe that the individual, given correct information, will know exactly what to do or what not to do. The problem is the information is not always correct that you're fed by Wall Street or the banking system or the federal government, for that fact. So I spent really the first 14 years of my career doing everything that I was trained to do, right? Sell people financial products. And I'm a kind of a slow learner because it took me that long to figure out that that whole system is designed with one primary purpose in mind. It's to separate the average all-American citizen from their wealth. And it winds up either destroyed or in the pockets of the big wheels in government and on Wall Street. So, which was about 10 years ago, when I discovered really the truth about money, banking, financing, I went through a complete paradigm shift, including what to do. The real solutions exist at the you and me level. But you got to get away from the incestuous cesspool of the federal government, the Federal Reserve banking system, and Wall Street. And if you do that, life is just one rung higher on the scale of freedom and independence.
I have no disagreement with that whatsoever. And I've found that. And I found that, if you don't get in this debt spiral, you're a lot better off because you're under tremendous stress just to keep up, just to keep those possessions that maybe you couldn't have purchased without the debt. Just keep them from being towed away, the car, the boat, the house, whatever it might have been, the motorcycle. And I'm in total agreement with you. And the way we operate here at USA Prepares on the farm, if we can't afford to buy it and pay cash for it, we don't do it. We just don't go to the bank and say, listen, we want to buy some cows, and we believe that if we start with small cows and we fatten them up, we can sell them as larger cows and make a profit. And we don't expect that there's going to be a drought. We don't expect that any of them are going to die. We don't expect that the fence is going to break and they're going to get out and we're going to lose some. We don't think that any are going to get stolen. So how about lending us some money? We just don't do that. If we can't afford it, we don't do it.
Right.
And I don't think that message is really common today. I think people have been conned into spending digits they don't have. Is that what you're seeing in your neck of the woods?
Oh, absolutely. We're inundated on TV, radio, print. Every message that we receive as citizens is, your money's not worth anything, so spend it as fast as you possibly can. Use credit, right? Digits. Use checks, right? Go into debt. Absolutely. That's what I see. People do not know how to value their wealth today. At a fundamental level, they don't practice a concept called economic value added. Your value, your capital, your wealth has a value, so you should act like it, right? They don't teach this at any level of economics that I'm aware of. Fortune 500 companies didn't really become aware of that until Stern Stewart in the late 80s. Your capital has a value, so you should act like it, right? So at a fundamental level, we're taught to buy everything off of Saks Fifth Avenue, whatever the latest gadget is, you got to have it today. Spend your money as fast as possible. So now if you don't have any money or any capital, then you're beholden to someone else, the credit card, the third-party lender, the automobile financer. And so just go into debt, and then we'll look at payments. In all of America today, we're taught to focus on rates, rates of interest. And most cash purchasers don't want to pay interest. That's why they pay cash, right? So you're ahead of the game. But nobody teaches people to look at the volume of interest that is going away from you. You take a $10,000 credit card at 10% interest, there's no question we can see what the interest rate is on that on an annual basis, 15%, $10,000, $1,500 in interest, right? Well, then you look at the payment on that credit card balance, and you'll see that the volume of interest you're paying is always higher than the rate. Now, I grew up with cows, all my life. And if I'm doctoring a cow, it doesn't matter how fast, if I got to give them a shot, it doesn't matter how fast I put that goo in the cow. The volume matters. If I put too much, I could kill the animal. If I don't put enough, it's not going to do any good. Rate versus volume. It's a conversation that everybody should explore.
It's interesting you say this. Back in the 1990s, my wife and I had a computer manufacturing company. We gave it to the public school system, and I became an employee where I taught at the high school level how to start your own business. And we used the vehicle, and what I did was I approached the superintendent and I said, there are no jobs in this little part of Virginia. There's nobody here. And when the students graduate high school, they walk across the stage, they pat themselves on the back, they throw their caps up in the air, and then they go, oh no. Life is over as they know it because they have no job. There's no place to go. If they need to get a job, they'll have to go 70 miles to Richmond or, 70 miles to Lynchburg or 70 miles to Charlottesville. And there weren't many jobs for these rural high school students. So we saw this, and we decided that we'd give our computer manufacturing company to the school. They bought our inventory at our cost, and I became a teacher, teaching entrepreneurship. So I taught the students how a business works, not by reading about it, but by actually operating a business. And we had the vice president of quality control, the vice president of software engineering, the vice president of inventory. All these students literally just told the other students why they should have these certain functions and why they would be best at them. And we ran this company, and we sold computers out of our classroom. We literally sold over $1 million worth of computers out of the classroom in 1 year. So it was a real company. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is it was very successful. And we were on the 6 o'clock news, the 11 o'clock news, and even a U.S. congressman came down to the class because he couldn't believe what he had heard about us. Well, I rewrote the curriculum for the high school, in high-level terms. And I presented to the superintendent, who was a great friend of mine. I mean, he sponsored me being able to take over the largest room in the entire high school to run it as my classroom. It was like the size of a gymnasium. Well, this rewritten curriculum included the principles of interest, principles of banking, principles of finance, insurance, business, and ethics. And I said, here's what I propose we do. Since we have this company that actually teaches real-life business strategies, real-life business operations with real-life customers and real-life problems 24 hours a day, and we don't shut down just because we have a summer vacation. We use this tiny, tiny profit that we make to compensate the students who want to work over the summer. Well, I said that we needed to expand the curriculum, modify it for the entire high school so that those who were interested in pursuing business would spend their freshman and sophomore years learning business by the book. Then in the junior and senior years, they would go to the company where they would actually be inserted in the company to practice what they learned. I was laughed at because I wanted to teach the principles of interest, banking, finance, insurance, business, and ethics. We don't do that. Now, instead, we teach things like, History Month for particular races and things like that. James Neathery, and I'll be right back. What's so special about the Get Prepared Expo? Imagine having the opportunity to learn from some of the best preparedness and survival instructors available today. The faculty of USAPrepares.com. Imagine meeting your radio instructors all in one place. The last weekend in March. Imagine having lunch or dinner at a table with your instructors. And the cost? $10.80. Imagine having your favorite instructors autographing and personalizing your new books. Imagine buying Berkey water filters at deep discounts, the lowest price in the country. Imagine buying freeze-dried, long-term storage food at the lowest price in the country. You don't have to imagine. This is real. It's at the Get Prepared Expo, the biggest and best preparedness expo there is, March 27, 28, and 29 in Lebanon, Missouri. One-day tickets are $8 on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Getpreparedexpo.com.
Gold isn't for you? Ted Anderson, president of Midas Resources, one of the world's premier gold and precious metal investing firms. I get it. You wouldn't buy gold if you believed that the government is doing a great job, that the Fed will stop handing out trillions of dollars like bailout candy, that Social Security would be there for you. That's not what's happening. You might even pass on gold if the stimulus package wouldn't fuel inflation, or that the dollar wouldn't lose value, or that your retirement would be secure. If all looks rosy to you, then now is not the time to buy gold. For the realist, there have never been more sobering reasons to diversify with gold. Since 2001, the U.S. dollar index has tanked 30% while gold has risen 300%. Right now, savvy investors are adding gold to their portfolios. You should too. Find out what they know. Call us and I'll send you 10 reasons why gold will do very well. Free. 800-686-2237. 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Class, James Neathery is with us, and we're talking about the financial services industry. And the reason I mention this class is because there is some taboo about teaching banking, finance, interest to high school students. And when I was on the radio in Springfield, Missouri for a couple of years, on the same station that Rush Limbaugh's on, I was the afternoon drive time guy, and I put out the call for, we're looking for an instructor to teach banking. As a matter of fact, we'd like an instructor to teach young children, elementary school children, high school children at the expo. We'd like a banker to teach how interest works on both sides of the equation, on the borrowing side and on the saving side. So for over a year, I made this announcement. And people would call and they'd say, well, my banker's great. My banker will do it. And then I'd find out that their banker would not do it. Even my banker wouldn't do it. So there is this mystery about how interest works. And frankly, I don't believe this system, those involved in charging interest, really want anyone to understand how interest actually works. So, James, I am with you 100%. But my question is, why? Because they know it's corrupt? Why?
That's part of it, that they're absolutely corrupt. They do not want you to know then their profits, if you did know. But if we, on an individual level, understood banking, both sides of the equation on interest, and really how privatized banking, or how people can bank in a private matter away from the Federal Reserve, they would lose all of their profits. Because we wouldn't need them if we could keep our own profits, right? So they would absolutely go out of business. I have found in my career, even if you look at the banking system, you know, the regional banker, the community banker, most of them don't really understand fractional reserve banking. You know, they're just pillars in the community, and they're there for the public relations side of that business. When you get up to the Wall Street level of banking, private hedge funds, they completely understand fractional reserve banking, and they benefit from it. And they're not going to do anything to risk that benefit, including educating you.
I totally agree, and I think it's absolutely amazing. And so I went to our bank, and we've been there for years. And they know me. I mean, if I walk in, no matter how I'm dressed, they know who I am. It's not like I have to dress a certain way. Like if I wore a suit or something, they'd say, oh yeah, that's Vinny, he wears a suit. No, I mean, I could come in blue jeans. I could come in like I just changed the oil and I've got grease all over me. They certainly know who I am. And the point I'm trying to make is I've asked them to come to the expo, and they won't. They will not come to the expo and teach young people how interest works. And I said to them, I don't get it. You know, you go to the elementary school and you hand out, you know, balloons and things, and you're, you know, a smiling face to the young people, and you're encouraging them to bank with you. What's the problem with teaching how it works? And I said, you know, do you realize that if people actually knew how banking worked, they wouldn't buy that zero-down mattress? They wouldn't buy that zero-down news television? They wouldn't sign up to buy things that they can't afford because they'd say, oh man, what, you mean in 12 months I actually have to pay for this? Really? It's not free? They do not want to teach this. And it causes all kinds of hardships for people who are unknowing about how the system works. You know, when most people get these contracts, they're long contracts, they have fine print, nobody reads those, right? So people are signing up for stuff that they have no idea what they're agreeing to do. And we don't teach how contracts work either. I have a huge problem with this, and I think that, well, here's a solution. I mean, one of the things that we talk about is solutions. So class, if you have a student in elementary school or high school, you need to run for the school board office. And you need to bring up that you want to change the curriculum to teach the principles of banking and finance and insurance and business and ethics. And you insist on it. And you're willing to throw out some of these fluffy courses that people would like to have but don't need as much as banking and finance and insurance and business and ethics. James, what do you think?
I love that. I think that you should offer them the curriculum that you prepared when you got laughed at. I think that would be a great starting point. You know?
I get laughed at a lot.
You know.
James Neathery and I will be right. We'll be right back. And if you want to go to his website, Banking with Life, bankingwithlife.com. Link on the website, usaprepares.com. Instructors and exhibitors tab. Some of you might be wondering, just what is the Get Prepared Expo? The Get Prepared Expo is designed to help everyone survive tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, earthquakes, and God forbid, a real terrorist attack. Are you ready? Have you thought through all the scenarios? At the Get Prepared Expo, you'll meet exhibitors who will help you prepare and survive and learn what you need. Included in your all-day passes are 1-hour seminars on water filtration, cooking and heating without electricity, wood, or any kind of fuel, the all-important survival garden, and growing food with heirloom seeds, radiation detection and radiation survival. There are over 60 seminars at the Get Prepared Expo. Think of it as a college preparedness degree in a weekend. Get Prepared Expos are taught by preparedness leaders, authors, medical doctors, and radio personalities. Bring your questions. We have the answers. We hope to see you the last weekend in March. Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
You pick up the receiver with your heart racing and sweat dripping from your forehead. You finally muster the courage to dial the number to call into your favorite talk radio show. It rings once, twice, and then...
Hello, it's GCN. What's your name and the state you're calling from?
Surprised you got through, you squeak out.
Jason from Minnesota.
Please hold.
As you patiently wait for your turn, you begin to daydream about being a famous talk radio host and what it would be like to have your own show.
Jason from Minnesota, you're up.
Millions of loyal listeners worldwide waiting to call and talk to you.
Caller, are you there?
Cheering crowds surround you, calling out your name.
Jason!
Going once, twice. Okay, we gotta move on to the next caller.
You blew it.
Huh? Wait. No!
Interact with the hosts you're listening to right now, online at GCNlive.com. Click on the community link. Engage with other listeners. Ask questions. Start debates. Don't agree with the host? Let them know. Be a part of the community at GCNlive.com.
I'm Vincent Finelli of usaprepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle. and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA Plus. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE. 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
You know, James, we've received some phone calls, very, very interesting, during the break. And the questions relate to, all right, how does this work, becoming your own banker? Class, let me share with you this. James Neathery is an exhibitor at the Get Prepared Expo. And he is sending a bunch of books called Becoming Your Own Banker and a DVD about what's wrong with the system. I have both of them here at the studio. And what's going to happen is if you're interested in this, if you're interested in receiving a copy of the DVD and the book, come see me at the Get Prepared Expo. And I'll make sure that you get one. Absolutely free. But you're going to have to find me. Okay? I'll be making some announcements about it, but you'll have to come and find me because these are quite expensive. I mean, they're really, really nice books and a great DVD about what's wrong with the system. And the thing is, not everybody knows what's wrong with the system. A lot of us do. A lot of us believe that the system will collapse. We feel that it's a mathematical certainty that the system will collapse. So, James, why don't we talk about what the solution is? Can we get into that? We were going to postpone that, but let's move that right up to the rest of this broadcast. Tell us how it works, please.
Okay. Well, let's start with, where we're really at today. Everybody in the country knows that there's something fundamentally wrong in our economy, but 1 out of 100, and the 1 out of 100 would probably be your listeners, they're the only ones that could really tell us what's wrong fundamentally. Right? The other 99 can't. So that's really, that documentary that you're talking about I'm the executive producer. I went and got an award-winning documentary filmmaker to produce that. It's completely unscripted. It's not a corporate promotion or commercial of any kind. We have the top Austrian economist in the country in there, businessmen across the country, all American individuals in there, talking about the problem and the solution at their level with what they do. I'm very proud of it, and I think everybody in the country should view it, okay? And if you look at what's going on today, we're taught to spend our money quickly, or put our money into investments that are complicated, that we don't understand, that are illiquid, and that we can't control. And when we do that, now we're separated from our capital, so we're beholden to the third-party lender, whomever they may be, the local bank, the car lender, the home mortgage lender. So we're always in a perpetual state of debt, while the dollar's being devalued every day. So we're out of control. What we do have is being devalued, and what we built and put up, we can't get to. So we're using someone else's capital. So the solution is really just to step back, take a new look at banking, the fractional reserve banking system, the banking system, just the process of banking, okay? And then we look at financing. We just get a basic understanding of financing, interest on both sides. Who controls that? How much of that can you control? And then we look at private contract. See, I believe that contracts, you mentioned contracts a minute ago, that's a fundamental basis in our law. So I like to operate in contract law, unilateral contract with guarantees. So the solution is to do the exact opposite of what you're taught to do. And there's some unlearning that has to go on there, Benny, because we've all been taught to think about money one way. And it's the way we are taught to think about money is really not for our ultimate benefit. It winds up separating us from our wealth for generations. So we just combine the banking process with financing, and then we use dividend-paying whole life insurance. It's a contract. But this is not the latest product foisted on the unsuspecting American public. This concept, the infinite banking concept, was not created by Wall Street, the insurance companies, or any other financial guru. It was created from the bottom up. When Nelson Nash in 1980 found himself very successfully investing in real estate. He had $500,000 in outstanding loans investing in real estate. Interest rates went to 21%, the prime rate. He wasn't prime, so he had to pay 1.5 points over. So he found himself with $500,000 in outstanding loans, and the interest rate really capped out at 23.5% interest. In today's dollars, the man was paying over $128,000 in interest alone. That's how this concept was created. So that is the solution, is education. Just educate yourself, right? Take advantage of the book. Get the book. Get the DVD. Watch the DVD. Read the book. It's an easy read. 92 pages, big print, lots of illustrations, some blank pages. You know, it's worth investigating without prior contempt. So you just build capital in a place that you own and control by contract. There's no hypothecation provisions in the contract. You know what that means? If you have an investment account, that money can be hypothecated. That's what happened in MS Global. That's how those people lost money. They used that capital to hedge other bets, make other investments. You know, if you put money in a bank today because of the Dodd-Frank bill, now you're an unsecured lender or creditor to the bank. That's a problem. So I prefer, and we teach people how to use private contract, build wealth in an entity that you own and control, and it just happens to be tax-free. And it outpaces or keeps up with inflation. Now, I love precious metals. I buy as much as I can, right? Because I'm hedging my wealth. I'm preserving the value of my wealth. But that doesn't allow me to hedge or protect the value of my cash flows. If you are alive in America today and you're active, you're traveling, you buy gas, take plane trips, hotels, all of that takes credits or U.S. dollars. That's what we deal in today. You can hedge your cash flows against inflation with this concept and control them. So that's fundamental. The very basic fundamental building block is education. It's that book, Becoming Your Own Banker by R. Nelson Nash. Watch the DVD, Banking with Life DVD, and see if it makes sense. And if you're a free thinker, independent-minded, it'll probably make sense, and you'll probably wonder why you've never heard of this concept before. So that's where to start, is education. Just take a look. See if it makes sense.
So, James, what I will have at the Get Prepared Expo is about 25 of these DVDs that you're the executive producer of, and 25 copies of the book. And so, class, if you think that you're serious about this, come see me. You'll be able to find me at the Get Prepared Expo, and ask me for one, and I'll make sure that you get one. So that it's interesting. It's fascinating to learn about this, and I think that if you're open-minded, you may want to consider it. And as you know, that I'm a precious metals bug. I believe that's one place that you can put some of your hard-earned wealth. And wealth doesn't necessarily mean be rich. Wealth means things that you've accumulated over the years, things that you've prevented the system from stealing from you. Okay? To me, I've got an old backhoe. That to me is an indication of some wealth. It's a place where I've put some of my hard-earned work, and I've traded that for a used backhoe. And I have a barn, and I have a property, and I have cows, and some precious metals, and so there are places where you can store your wealth, and this is one of them. And James Neathery is the executive producer of this DVD. And James, would you do me a favor? Would you? My copy of the DVD is autographed. Would you mind, before you send those DVDs to us, would you mind autographing the DVD since you're the executive producer?
I would not mind that at all. I'd be happy to do that.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun, and I think it would mean a lot to those who come find me at the expo. Okay, so what we're talking about is a different method of placing your wealth. Now, what are the risks involved in doing this?
The risk are the companies that you use. There's always an inherent risk anytime you have wealth or capital accumulated. They're there, and they're real, but there are primary guarantees and secondary guarantees. Financial companies can get into trouble. No question about that. What do? We use companies that are 100 years old or older, that are highly rated, and they make the guarantees. But primarily, if this concept makes sense, and the policies or the construct of these accounts they're designed for the owner. So I have access. If you look in the big wide world, people don't understand the risk when they put their money in. They don't understand the liquidity, the control, the fees, and fees compounded over time can be staggering. They're complicated. This is very simple, fundamental, based in contract law. We put money in, and we design these for liquidity. So you have control and you have immediate access. So the risk is, if you're putting money into the company, how strong is that company? Right? We use mutual companies that are 100 years old or older. They've gone through the World War I. They went through the Depression of 1907, the panic. Right? They've been through World War I. They've been through the stock market crash of 1929, the influenza epidemic of 1918. They went through Korea, Vietnam, World War II. They went through the market corrections of 2001 and 2008, and they're very strong by design.
It's interesting that you use the word panic, because the government thought that the panic of 1929 was such a strong word that they decided to make it a little more acceptable by calling it a depression. But it was a panic. It really was. James Neathery is with us, bankingwithlife.com. We'll be right back. We have a special seminar for you on Friday, March 27th at the Get Prepared Expo. from 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Spend the day with USA Prepare's senior instructors, Matt Stein and Dr. Richard Allen Miller. There you'll learn about the 3 major game over events and their likelihood, and most importantly, what to do about them. Events so powerful that they can end life as we know it. Yes, they're real, and our senior instructors will guide you to safety. This seminar is limited to the first 100 who purchase tickets on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. Your tuition for this special seminar is $85. Your satisfaction is guaranteed or your money back. This is an in-depth all-day seminar, and you're encouraged to take notes. Note-taking materials are provided. Food and beverages are available all day at the Get Prepared Expo, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code RADIO20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
It's no secret that government and big business buy in bulk and get huge discounts not available to the little guy. Until now. Introducing a breakthrough crowd buying website where people can join together, buy in bulk, and get massive discounts on millions of popular products. It's TogetherSave.com. TogetherSave.com. You can save 20, 30, or even 50% off tablets, smartphones, cars, appliances, textbooks, sports equipment, video games, and much more. All with free delivery. Check it out. TogetherSave.com. Visit now and start group buying today at TogetherSave.com.
For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey guy.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Extendovite is a 7-herb heart protection cocktail designed to support cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. February is Heart Month, and we at Heart Drop 2000 are having our Heart Month sale with prices from 6 years ago. Starting now until February 28th, you can purchase a 4-month supply of either capsules or liquid for only $125, including shipping and handling. To help you, help yourself. So call now to take advantage of this one-time offer. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins. But did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your product and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at BidBit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at BidBit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. BidBit.co.
Class, James Neathery is with us, and We're talking about the financial industry and things you need to know. And we've got Kyle from Montana. Kyle, welcome.
Hey, good morning, Vince. I have a couple of quick questions. One, and I don't know if you've got enough time to go into this, but number one is how much money does it require to start this system? And number two, a lot of top economists are saying, you know, financially in this country, we're in uncharted waters. They've never been here before. So I'm wondering how you would access your money in case of something along the lines of a bank holiday or a devaluation or something along those lines.
I love that. It's a great question. As far as the amount, whenever you see what's going on and you understand this, you can't put enough money in fast enough. However, you've got to start where you're at, whatever cash flows that you have the ability to fund or assets to move. That's where you should start. Everybody's different. This is not a one-size-fits-all. You know, there's not any one company that provides a solution for everyone. And I love the economists. You know, I prefer Austrian economics. I'm a student of history and economics, and I believe you can't separate the two. And I find that about half the economists believe that there's going to be, you know, Weimar Republic type inflation. And the other half believe that we're already entering into a deflationary period, right? So I can access my capital through a phone call, an email, or, you know, horse and buggy carrier, the mail system. I can have my capital in my hand within 3 days, and I don't really care, Kyle, what happens. If there's going to be an inflationary period, my capital and cash flows are hedged against inflation. And if there's deflation, I have access to my capital within 3 days, and I'm going to be buying bargains. Does that make sense?
Okay, then let me ask you this. If your money is coming to you in 3 days, is it coming to you by a check so that you have to go to a bank and cash it?
Yeah, it's either a check or digits. I mean, that's the system that we have today. Yep, either one.
Okay.
So there's a time conversion. There's no question that there's a matter of time. You know, if there's a bank holiday, which, you know, they've set the pattern, right? They've proved themselves to be thieves in 1933. You know, they gave the public less than 3 weeks to come in and exchange their gold for notes, right? So will they do it again? I don't know. Of course they will. It's a matter of time. I don't know when, right? So I have to absolutely, there has to be a, you know, I have to allow a certain amount of time. If I'm going to convert my cash into real assets, you know, I better know how to do that. Wherever my wealth resides, it doesn't matter if it's in a bank or in the stock market under the mattress, you know, I've got to be prepared to do that.
Okay. Is there a minimum that is required to start this system?
Not really. But when you get down around $50 to $100 a month, you know, it's not really going to do any good to go much below that. So, you know, I guess if there's a minimum, it would be somewhere around there.
Okay. That's what I needed to know. Thanks, Vince. This is a great show.
Hey, Kyle, thanks so much. And if you'd like, just send me a note, an email, or a text, and I'll make sure that I've got a copy reserved for you. So, class, if you would like to pick yours up at the Get Prepared Expo based on what you've heard, let me know. Send me an email, and I will reserve a copy for you. How's that sound?
You bet. Thank you, sir.
Hey, thanks so much, Kyle.
You bet. Bye.
Vinny, you know, before we went into the last break, we were talking about the Depression.
Yep.
Right, and the panic, which you rightly say that they changed the terminology. Look, we use mutual insurance companies. That means that when you put money in, you become an owner of the company. These companies only exist to be profitable for their owners. It's a mutual benefit. So they don't make a profit to meet quarterly reports or to give the CEO a $15 billion retirement package. They exist to provide and meet the guarantees. And I got to say that in the early 30s, some of these companies, and they all pay dividends, right? Some of these companies pay dividends in gold during the Depression just to make a point. You know, there was...
James, we're out of time. We are absolutely out of time. Bankingwithlife.com.
It's happening again. The feds are trying to ban your freedom to own body armor. In January, a newly introduced bill, H.R. 378, will take away your right to buy Level 3 and higher body armor. Katie Armor offers the most affordable Level 3 body armor packages on the market today. Protect yourself. Buy your body armor now before it's too late. Go to katiearmor.com. That's CATI armor.com. Come and take it.
By now, you heard about Bitcoins, but did you know that over 65,000 businesses accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know bidbit.co, because at bidbit.co, you can receive Bitcoin by selling your personal items or business products. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your products quickly, easily, and securely at bidbit.co. That's bidbit.co. bidbit.co.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com. The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
Everyone all set? Cocked? Locked? Here we go. Hour number 2 of USAPrepares.com. Captain John Regan's with us, U.S. Air Force Reserves retired. It's delightful to be with Captain John Regan. By the way, it was 4 degrees this morning in chemically engineered Missouri, brought to us by politicians, and you can easily identify them by their overbearing egos, their bulging wallets, and their microscopic testicles. John Regan, welcome.
Good morning, Vincent.
It's so good to hear your voice. I guess you weren't expecting me to say that, huh?
Well, it seems like people enjoy listening to me, but they don't like what I say.
Yeah, they do love you, John, and they're coming to the expo to meet you and give you a great big hug. They love you, and you know what it is? You bring them news that they need to know, but it's disturbing. Let me give you one example. You know, you were talking about these television sets that have a camera and a microphone, and literally Samsung is telling their customers, don't say anything private in front of your Samsung television. You said that on this broadcast months ago. And now Samsung is owning up and saying, yeah, you're right. Don't talk about Don't talk about things that are private in front of your television, because we are recording what you are saying. We're capturing it, we're recording it, and we've got some buddies, and we're giving it to them so that they can analyze what you are saying in the privacy of your own home, in front of your television. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? And John, we thought that the television was a one-way thing. It used to be transmission out from the television antenna at the broadcast location out toward us over the air, one way, and we would just watch it. Now, and Big Brother said, George Orwell said, this is what was going to happen. He was absolutely right. So what do you have on today's agenda?
Well, I just want to say that, and of course, data in the hands of corporations is always safe and secure. Cough, cough, Sony Corporation, cough, cough.
Yeah, right. Right. You John, you were talking about data, and we are still experiencing the negative effects of having opened an account with Home Depot. We opened an account with them, and they offered us a 5% discount on everything we bought from then on. All we had to do was open this account, and we were lured into it. I was buying a whole bunch of materials for the farm over the summer, and there was a data breach on that account, as well as like 3 million others. And we are still finding negative effects from that. It affected GoDaddy and us. It affected our hosting service. It affected our PayPal account. It affected all kinds of accounts as a result of the Home Depot data breach, where our data was secure, right? And so, how do I feel about Home Depot? Do I really want to go there after this? Do I really want to? Back to you, John.
Well, this week, we've had 3 rounds of storms come through Dallas. And I know temperature-wise, there's no real sympathy from other parts of the country. The lowest low that we've had during this time has been 25, which really isn't that bad. However, when you get it with the right type of precipitation, it makes the roads extremely hazardous. And what came through here the early part of this week was just that type. We probably ended up with maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of ice out there. And despite all the preparations, they were out for days in advance spreading the salt solution, and they were out there with the salt and the sand, and things were still bad. I didn't see a complete count, but at one news story, there were over 200 accidents, and a lot of those were big rigs. And, the one nice thing about the small disasters that we have now, it does bring out the good in people. There's a Jeep club in the Metroplex, and they went and took their Jeeps out, and they connect 4 or 5 of these to a big rig and pull them back up on the highway. And they did that with 5 that had gone off the road. And that was another thing that was amazing. These 18-wheeler drivers are professionals. They have to drive in all kinds of weather anyway. And we had so many of those rigs, including one dangling off the side of a bridge, jackknife during Monday and Tuesday. Fortunately, once we get above freezing tomorrow, the rest of the 7-day is pretty good, but tonight and into the morning, it's still kind of bad. And as I get into what I'm talking about today, wanted to say we're on the news tab of the Financial State of the Union, going through the resources I had for Monday. And if you look at the bottom of the preparedness section, it says, "Don't wreck your wiener." I mean, it is winter. And in case you miss it, the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile got seriously damaged in Pennsylvania from, skidding off of a slick, icy road.
John, have you ever seen the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile? in person?
Yes, actually, I haven't been real up close, but when we first moved to Springfield, I was driving on South Glenstone and coming the opposite way, and we were stopped at the traffic light. There was the Wienermobile.
And what we're talking about, class, if you haven't seen it, this thing has been around for decades, and it looks like sort of like a hot dog sitting on top of a bun, but it's a four-wheeled vehicle, and it's driven as a light truck would be driven, and it's a custom vehicle with a curved windshield. It's the shape of a hot dog, if you will. And it says Oscar Mayer right on it in orange and yellow, and the bun would be kind of a tan color. Absolutely. So, and it was pretty well damaged, no question about it. A lot of that, one-of-a-kind expensive glass that was used for the windshield was damaged, and the front was smashed. And John, you're talking about these professional drivers of these 18-wheelers. Yeah, they're professional, but I'll tell you what, I see them doing things that I wouldn't do. They're driving at speeds that I wouldn't drive in a four-wheel drive, vehicle. I mean, a lot of them go faster than I would go. And they're harder to stop, harder to steer, and I kind of wish they would slow down a little bit. And maybe if they would, we wouldn't have so many horrific crashes.
Well, they got it tough because, they get paid by the mile.
Right.
So time is money. And nowadays, they are tracked everywhere they go. So they know, whoever they're driving for knows how fast they're going, how long they've stopped someplace. So it is life controlled to the point that the rest of us will soon learn about.
Yes, it is tough, and literally those drivers are monitored the entire time they're in those 18-wheelers. There's no question about it. I would not want to be subject to that kind of scrutiny. They're monitored when they stop, where they stop, how much fuel they're using, and so forth. It's more monitoring than I would like. However, and you're right. They're probably beat up if they go too fast, or beat up if they go too slow. What took so long? This is an expensive rig, and you're going too slow. We got to get point A to point B, pick up another load, and you're costing us money. So go faster, but don't get a ticket. But go faster, right? They're put in a box, right?
Yeah, and they can't do like they used to and have licenses from multiple states. That's been cut out. So, they get a ticket. It's very serious for their career.
Yeah. John Regan, we have Carol in Washington on with us. Welcome, Carol. Carol, are you there? Carol going once. Carol in Washington? Twice? Okay, I don't know what happened to Carol. But back to you, John Regan.
Now, let's skip up to the financial section. I'll give you a little good news. I hate to break my streak here. But the beef herds have rebounded about 2%. Now, that's not going to help with prices in the near term, but, it beats the alternative of the herds going down.
Right. And that's because cattle farmers are rebuilding their herds, and you just can't instantly create cows. It takes a couple of years to create a cow that is available for sale. It's just how long it takes. From the time they're born to the time that they can make it to the market. It's a couple of years. So, yes, and what we did when we saw the drought coming was we thinned out our herd because we didn't believe that we could feed them. So we sold our cows ahead of the mass sale, and we did okay. And right now, cows are selling for close to record prices. So that's good for cattle farmers. They've never seen prices this high, but for the consumer, it's not so good. But I agree, cattle prices will be coming down a little bit, and then it'll go back up again. John Regan, thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. I'm Vin Finelli. This is USA Prepares. We are at the news tab of thefinancialstateoftheunion.com. Captain John Regan, I'll be right back. Meet up Monday, Jimmy's Egg. Okay, class, who wants to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? All spiders have 8 legs, but do the hairy ones have the most meat? Is it true grasshopper legs taste like chicken? Which bugs have the most protein? Which are best served dried and which are best eaten while still alive? Which bugs are the most dangerous for your children to eat? Do you like the sound of this? We don't either, so you'll have to go to a government-sponsored expo for cooking with bugs. The Get Prepared Expo has so many great seminars, we had to cross the poorly attended ones off our list, like the Red Cross, FEMA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the Department of Education, the Internal Revenue Service, the American Cancer Society, CERT, and Homeland Security. We can't help everyone, just the really bright people, the top 1% of thinkers and doers, like you. The rest, the other 99% who don't think and don't do, well, the government's standing ready to help them. The Get Prepared Expo, the last weekend in March. For details, visit getpreparedexpo.com.
Hi, this is Steve Spillum for Midas Resources. In 1971, President Nixon took the United States off the gold standard and put us into a fiat currency. This allowed Congress and the Federal Reserve to create trillions of dollars out of thin air. The national debt has risen to incredible heights, and your hard-earned dollars by a small fraction of what they once did. The average life expectancy for a fiat currency is 27 years. The dollar is failing and on borrowed time. When currencies fall, people turn to gold and silver because gold and silver have been real money for more than 5,000 years. It is our mission at Midas Resources to help you preserve your capital. Don't let your personal savings shrink to nothing. For important free information on how you can protect your personal wealth, contact me, Steve Spillum, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Call today while we are still accepting dollars for gold and silver. 1-800-686-2237, extension 308. Make a change in your financial security today. That's 1-800-686-2237, extension 308.
What good is a Big Berkey water filter?
We get that question a lot here at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And in a word, the answer is protection. Protection from water main breaks, E. coli contamination, environmental chemical spills, pesticide runoff, chlorine taste and smell, and all forms of fluoride. Plus, Big Berkey water filters are the original gravity water filter system and most trusted on the market for a reason. Tested by multiple independent NSF EPA certified labs, they are the gold standard in water purification. At only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. That means big savings. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get a Big Berkey today at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. GCN listeners receive 5% off all ceramic filter systems. Visit our website or call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Did you know that drinking pure, high-alkaline water is one of the most important factors in maintaining high energy and vibrant health? Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops, available only at AlkaVision.com, combine a unique formula of only the most alkaline minerals. AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops alkalize your water, ridding the body of harmful toxins, and helps you regain health and energy. Alkalizing your water by simply adding 10 drops of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops helps the body rid itself of acidic waste, increases oxygen content, and raises the pH of your body to healthy levels. And bacteria and viruses cannot survive in an alkaline high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH Drops for only $29.95 at AlkaVision.com. That's ALKAVision.com. Or call 269-409-1776. 269-409-1776. Alkalize your body. Supercharge your health at AlkaVision.com today.
John Regan's with us. John, I don't know if you're aware of this, but one of our listeners, Ron Gibson, captures this broadcast and posted on YouTube. And he's gotten a commercial, the 59-second commercial of USA Prepares Get Prepared Expo. Who will you meet? Okay, so it's called USA Get Prepares Expo. Who will you meet? It's 59 seconds on YouTube. And there's a link to it on the website at usaprepares.com. It says, 59-second USA Prepares Get Prepared Expo, 59 seconds, the expo in a nutshell. And you can click on that. So it's had 4,913 views so far. And the thing that I find fascinating about this is there's a picture of John Moore, John Statmiller, Sam Bushman, Aaron Dakins, Norm Shealy, Matt Stein, Rick Miller, John Regan, Mike Ma, Sheriff Richard Mack, and me. So there's images of all of us in this 59-second radio commercial that Ron Gibson put some images to. He found the images of what we all look like and put us on this short YouTube video. And so we got 10 likes out of almost 5,000 views, 10 likes, 2 dislikes. 20% disliked it. Now, I find that absolutely fascinating because there's nothing offensive. It just shows who we are. And we'll be talking about, health and wellness and, precious metals, and it's all positive. Okay. It's not like the bug commercial I did. So we got 20% dislike this commercial. Now, I'm just wondering who is paying these 20%, these 2 people who dislike it, thumbs down. Who's paying them? Because, literally over 5 years, 5 years that we've been broadcasting, John, we've gotten 3 complaints, 3. And they were in the first couple of weeks that I was on the air. Way before Republic Broadcasting, way before Genesis Communications, way before Liberty News Radio, way before Truth Frequency Radio, way before all that. It just when we were on the local station in Springfield. So we got just as many complaints over this commercial as we got in the first couple of weeks we were on the air. But I just want to let you know, you are on YouTube. So if you go to usaprepares.com, in class, if you want to see what we look like, you may. And you'll see Sam Bushman there. Sam Bushman is a broadcaster who is blind. He operates a studio. He runs a network. He has no vision. And you'll see him with 2 sets of headphones on. And I sat right next to him, and there he was with 2 sets of headphones. Actually, I've seen him with 3 sets of headphones. Absolutely brilliant broadcaster, Sam Bushman. So, John Regan, back to you.
Well, second up in the financial section, don't give Vincent any ideas.
Yeah.
This comes out of Russia, where a farmer owed the bank 40,000 rubles, which is about $610. And, in Russia right now, cash is a little short. So he decided to repay his banker with manure. And I can just imagine Vincent going up to the courthouse. Hey, my tax is over here in the trailer.
And by the way, I dumped the trailer off right. Make it easy for you guys. It's right at the front door. So you won't have to carry it from the parking lot. Don't give me any ideas, really. John, there are people who have paid their tax bill in pennies and have gotten in a lot of trouble with using currency, federal currency, to pay their taxes in protest. They're just so outraged. And I can see people losing their tempers and doing things like you're talking about here in this country. We've come to understand that we don't have representation. And that's why I said what I said at the beginning of the broadcast about how politicians, how you can identify politicians. It's easy to spot them. John, there's a news flash here we have. This happened about 60 miles from our farm. And 8 people are dead now over a family feud in rural Missouri. By a gunman who then shot himself. And this is in Texas County, Missouri. And we used to be on a local radio station in Texas County, broadcasting late at night. Totally took us off the air. But there are 4 separate sites, and a shooter just executed about 10% of a very tiny town. And that was last night. Very, very sad. Post us on the website, usaprepares.com. So if you're wondering why I carry a 45, that's one of the reasons. What's so special about the Get Prepared Expo? Imagine having the opportunity to learn from some of the best preparedness and survival instructors available today. The faculty of usaprepares.com. Imagine meeting your radio instructors all in one place. the last weekend in March. Imagine having lunch or dinner at a table with your instructors. And the cost? $10.80. Imagine having your favorite instructors autographing and personalizing your new books. Imagine buying Berkey water filters at deep discounts, the lowest price in the country. Imagine buying freeze-dried, long-term storage food at the lowest price in the country. You don't have to imagine. This is real. It's at the Get Prepared Expo, the biggest and best preparedness expo there is, March 27, 28, and 29 in Lebanon, Missouri. One-day tickets are $8 on the website, getpreparedexpo.com. getpreparedexpo.com.
If the IRS has garnished your paycheck or seized money from your bank account, you need to get professional tax help now. Fast action is required to put a halt to these aggressive IRS collection tactics. You can count on the knowledgeable team of tax professionals at Wall & Associates. With over 30 years of experience, Wall & Associates has settled the tax problems of thousands of taxpayers for a small fraction of what they owed. For a free face-to-face consultation, call 1-800-425-4610 to put a wall between you and the IRS. 1-800-425-4610 or look for us on the web at wallandassociates.net. We solve tax problems. If you hire Wall & Associates today, you'll never have to talk to the IRS again. To stop the levies and seizures today, take action now. Call Wall & Associates at 1-800-425-4610. Wall & Associates. 1-800-425-4610. Based on actual cases, results may vary, not a solicitation for legal services.
The Genesis Communications Network is one of America's premier broadcasters of captivating talk radio. We thank you for listening. Now, just imagine, there are thousands of people who are just as passionate about radio as you are. But what you may not realize is how easy and affordable it is to advertise with us. Radio commercials for your business could be heard on hundreds of radio stations across the U.S. every day. We can help you by creating an effective radio advertising campaign for your company. From script writing to producing your commercial, just like the one you're listening to right now. No other network provides the level of customer service we do. When it comes to radio advertising, we are your one-stop shop. And no matter how big or small your business is, we can help. Email us at advertise@gcnlive.com, and an experienced advertising executive will help you take the first step towards driving more customers to your business or website. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective.
I'm Vincent Finelli of USAPrepares.com. As most of you know, I broadcast weekday mornings on GCN from 9 to 11. And I'm also a full-time farmer. Add to that mix the weekly meetups and the Get Prepared Expo, and this combination makes for a demanding schedule. On the farm, we raise grass-fed Black Angus cattle and provide them with the best variety of summer and fall grasses available. Our cattle are exposed to the extremes of weather, the toxins in the air, and the electromagnetic radiation that's all around us. So even the best grasses and food that we provide are not enough. Our cattle require minerals and supplements for strong health and resistance to disease. And so do we. For these reasons, my mother, our children, Mrs. Finelli, and I all take Longevity, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, De-Stress, Glucogel, and EFA+. USAPreparesTeam.com. And thank you for being in class today.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
Captain John Regan's with us, and you'll get a chance to meet him at the Get Prepared Expo the last weekend in March in Lebanon, Missouri. And class, I just want to let you know that I have been doing a side-by-side comparison of water filtration systems here at the farm. And I'm comparing two of the largest, the biggest names. And I am delighted to tell you that so far I really, really like the Pro Pure water filtration system. I really do. It's on the kitchen counter. It's side-by-side with the Berkey Royal. And I'm comparing the King from ProPure with the Berkey Royal, and I have not finished my results. I have not finished with the my analysis, but so far I want to tell you that I really like the ProPure. And if it does everything that I think it's going to do, I will be bringing them to the Get Prepared Expo, and we will have pallets of them at the deepest discounts, the lowest price in the United States of America at the Expo. So if you're thinking about buying a water filtration system, you can come pick it up at the Get Prepared Expo, and we may even have the Pro Pure systems as well. So I just wanted to share that with you. Also, meet up on Monday. We're going to be talking about the high cost of cheap goods, the Walmart model at the meetup on Monday. John Regan's with us. John, what's next?
Well, we've been talking about the Baltic Dry Index over the last couple of weeks. It crashed below its low that it had back in the 80s. It almost dropped below 500, and it's been rebounding a little bit. But there's been a lot of fallout, so to speak, in the shipping industry. And the third item in financial serious action talks about China's Costco has gone as far as disassembling 8 ships, including 3 bulk carriers, because of the condition of the world economy and the lack of need for shipping. That is, I can't remember ever reading about somebody going in and disassembling ships under construction. Do you?
No, John, I've never heard that. And, well, you can add to that, we're disassembling Detroit, Michigan, because we can't afford it, right? So this is just one more dot that you're connecting to prove to us that we are going down. The whole world is in trouble. It really is. It's in a financial mess. Please continue.
And just to round out the financial today, the nation's largest Christian bookstore and gift chain, Family Christian Store, has filed for a Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection. So when you get into tough times and you want inspiration, I guess they're heading to the library instead of buying books.
Yeah, and one of the things that libraries are doing, correct me if I'm wrong, but libraries have sales, and they sell books. I don't understand. I really don't understand why libraries sell books. That's where people go to read books. So they have these annual sales, and they dump books for, 25, 50 cents a piece. It's a great way to buy books inexpensively, but why are we selling books from the library? I really don't understand. Because the books that I see that they're selling aren't worn out. There's still life in them. And they're stamped discard. So they would say, the ABC Public Library, property of the ABC Public Library, and then they're stamped discard. And then that's when they sell them. And you can even find books that people buy at library sales resold on eBay. I don't get it. Back to you.
Just to go a little bit under the hood of the story, back in 2008, which is when we consider the last time things were normal before the collapse officially started, the annual sales for Family Christian was $305 million. They're projecting for 2015, this year, that sales would be $216 million. That's about a 30% decline. And when you understand how businesses operate, just a small percentage drop in revenue has dramatic effect, because there's a lot of costs that are not proportional. There's fixed costs that you are stuck with. So when you lose that much off the top, it becomes real serious real fast.
John, on the trip that I make from the farm to Springfield to Jimmy's Egg, I believe that there are about 4 supermarkets that we pass. 2 of them are now closed. We pass 4, 2 of them are closed. So it's not just Radio Shack that is closing stores. It's not just Sears that's closing stores. It's not just... How many Kmarts have you driven past that have become different businesses? They put a new front off, they rip off the Kmart sign, and now they're some other kind of a store. It's happening all over. We're losing institutions that we've come to trust. They're not able to make it. It's discomforting to me. John, there's another announcement in Missouri. Tom Schweik, Missouri auditor and candidate for governor, dies in an apparent suicide. So yesterday, this Republican state auditor and leading contender for the governor's office apparently shot himself. He was on the phone. He was talking to others on the phone, and gunshot, and he's dead in his home. And, they're saying, well, this doesn't point to anything other than a suicide. Really? I think there are a lot of questions about this. So here's the auditor, state of Missouri. He probably knows a lot of things that others don't want disclosed. He's going to run for governor. Sounds like that kind of a position. He could clean things up, right? And he kills himself, allegedly, yesterday. A lot of shooting going on here in Missouri.
I know Rick talked about Fukushima some yesterday, and I guess it was last week we had like a 7.0 earthquake near where the big one hit that caused the tsunami that set off the problem to begin with. And I was concerned when I first saw the quake, because it's got those spent fuel pools there that if those things collapse, that means the water won't be there to keep the spent fuel cool, and you end up with a radioactive reaction that has nowhere to go but the atmosphere. And the initial reports for things were, no tsunami, no damage to Fukushima. But I'm wondering, because here's an article from the Daily Mail, fresh leak of radioactive water into the sea, contamination levels 50 to 70 times greater than the already high status. So it's looking like perhaps there was damage that they didn't bother telling us about.
Well, the only thing I can say is that we are being lied to, and we are being prevented from learning information. And I'm wondering how the new internet regulations are going to prevent us from saying things that we the people need to hear. I'm wondering how much we are going to be silenced. Can you imagine going into an area thinking that everything's fine, and it's radioactive or contaminated with chemical compounds or aerosols, and you weren't made aware of it because that information was being prevented from getting out? John, I haven't said this, but our daughter was stopped by the police in Virginia. She was sleigh riding, and her vehicle was parked at a public park. She and a friend were coming down with their sleds, and they stopped. The cops stopped her and said, the county police stopped her. They knew who she was. They ran her license plate, and they told her it was illegal to park at the park after dark, and they wanted to know what she was doing. So what are you doing? It's like, she's holding a sled, and her friend is holding a sled. The two of them are holding sleds. They're dressed for sleigh riding. They came back from sleigh riding in a public park, and they got stopped by the police. And the cop said, "So you're not doing any drugs, right?" It's like, what? Are you serious? This is what's going on. And if the reason I'm mentioning this is this kind of information can be stifled. This is happening to my family. Our daughter has been approached by the cops for sleigh riding. It's like, what are you doing? This is nuts. And I'm very concerned that alternative radio is going to be altered in the future by those politicians who we have come to despise. What's next, John?
You might want to fasten your seatbelt for Monday, because it's going to be a whole lot of spy tech and control that we haven't gotten to over the last 3 weeks.
Okay. John, I don't know how to describe this, but I don't want to have a cell phone in my home. I really don't. Who in their right mind would think these things up to spy on us? It's obscene. Literally, class, here, we put a cell phone in a kitchen drawer. You know, one of those drawers where you have the kitchen towels? You know, you might have this kind of drawer that's just under the counter. You might have knives and forks and spoons and things like that in there. Well, we have one of those that has towels in it. We put a cell phone in the drawer, covered it with a towel. And we called it. And we could hear voices in the kitchen coming out of that cell phone that was covered with towels in the kitchen drawer that was closed. If you don't think that you're being spied on, think again. John Regan, I'll be right back. Some of you might be wondering, just what is the Get Prepared Expo? The Get Prepared Expo is designed to help everyone survive tornadoes, snowstorms, ice storms, earthquakes, and God forbid, a real terrorist attack. Are you ready? Have you thought through all the scenarios? At the Get Prepared Expo, you'll meet exhibitors who will help you prepare and survive and learn what you need. Included in your all-day passes are 1-hour seminars on water filtration, cooking and heating without electricity, wood, or any kind of fuel, the all-important survival garden, and growing food with heirloom seeds, radiation detection and radiation survival. There are over 60 seminars at the Get Prepared Expo. Think of it as a college preparedness degree in a weekend. Get Prepared Expos are taught by preparedness leaders, authors, medical doctors, and radio personalities. Bring your questions. We have the answers. We hope to see you the last weekend in March, Lebanon, Missouri. GetPreparedExpo.com. GetPreparedExpo.com.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right, General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for $35,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet for $35,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100-foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Call 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light Systems system today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
By now, you may have heard a bit about Bitcoins, but did you know Bitcoins are now over an $8.5 billion market? And did you know that over 65,000 businesses now accept Bitcoins? Listen, if you're already earning Bitcoins or trying to make money in the Bitcoin market, you've got to know BidBit.co. Why? Because BidBit.co is where you can easily receive Bitcoins by selling and auctioning off your own personal items or promote business products and services for Bitcoins. You heard right. Whether personal or business, you can now buy, sell, and auction your product and services quickly, easily, and securely for Bitcoin at BidBit.co, the first and only marketplace website to offer BidBit Escrow, a proprietary technology which gives buyers and sellers security and peace of mind because all transactions are protected. Start today. It's free to join, free to post, free to auction, and free to bid at BidBit.co. Buy, sell, bid, or auction everything Bitcoin. That's www.bidbit.co. BidBit.co.
Hi, this is Steve Sanchez, and based on a recent study, it was found that 57 million Americans had legal issues over the last 12 months, but only 60% of those studied sought out the services of a lawyer. Why? In a nutshell, affordability. Well, my friends at Legal Shield have created a solution that can help you not if, but when you need an attorney. For as little as $17 per month, Legal Shield will provide you unlimited access to qualified attorneys at an accomplished law firm for advice and counsel on legal issues, no matter how serious or trivial. For over 40 years and with 1.4 million families across North America, Legal Shield can help you, the loyal GCN listener. Representatives are standing by now to answer your questions, so call them now at 1-855-340-SAVE. That's 1-855-340-7283, or visit them at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com.
Results will vary from case to case.
Class meetup Monday, Jimmy's Egg. We're going to talk about the high cost of low prices and the Walmart model at Jimmy's Egg. That's Monday, 4:45 to 8. John, as you were saying this, I was thinking about a television series in 1966 through 1973. It's called Mission Impossible, and that was it was based on a corrupt U.S. government. This is my take on it. A corrupt U.S. government having a covert hit squad to overthrow governments through guile and deceit, to do all kinds of things through covert operations, which the U.S. government would deny any involvement in. And you have to wonder how much of it is true. And literally, I have met people who were involved in things like this, the overthrow of governments through guile and deceit. I'm very serious about this. I have met people who have done this. And they were telling me firsthand accounts of how they were involved. I'm talking about Delta Force, guys like that. You can go in and cause so much chaos, and the government would be overthrown, or there would be a revolution. Yeah, United States government. So, John Regan, back to you. When you talk about spy technology, and these are the things that come to my mind.
Yeah, try and calm down over the weekend.
I will do my best. What's next?
I want to cover some things in the preparedness section in the time we have left. The first two articles there are from Mike Adams, also known as the Health Ranger. And he's developed these grow boxes that use a non-circulating hydroponics. And you can either buy the parts, or if you've got a printer, 3D printer, you can print the parts. And these systems don't need electricity. There's no pumps. It's EMP proof. I'm thinking about, trying out one or two of them myself, because I'm renting here. I can't just go put in a garden. And these look like they have some good potential. So I want to just bring attention to those first couple of items, talk about it, and These were the pre-announcement. He's done the announcement since, so there's more videos available online. And the next two below that are about this invention out of Australia that lets you tap into the honey in beehives. And, you know, it's kind of like, gee, why didn't somebody think of this before? Because if you have beehives, especially the conventional ones, you have to take the comb out, and then you have an extruder, which is a centrifuge, to get the honey out of the comb. And if you don't have electricity, you're going to have to do a Gilligan's Island type thing with a bicycle to operate the contraption. And here they've made this comb that basically lets you drain the honey out with very little interruption to the bees, very little damage to the cone. So the bees go in, reopen the cone, and fill it with honey again. And the link called Hive 2 is to their page on one of those funding sites. And I've seen a lot of good ideas I would like to see come to market, and most of them, they'll need $50,000 or $70,000 to get going, and they only get a few hundred to a few $1,000s. Well, these guys had a $70,000 goal, and they've already raised $3.5 million. So it looks like these things are coming, and this is a page, the Hive 2 link that you go to. They've got levels where basically as soon as these are in production, you're first in line to get it.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. And Jeff Maddox was scheduled to be on with us, and we had a tough time getting in touch with him. He called in today, but we were unable to get him on the air today. But he will be at the Get Prepared Expo, and he's our beekeeper. He's been to the meetups, and so we're going to talk about bees. So if you want to learn about bees at the Get Prepared Expo, Jeff Maddox is our guy. That's what he does full time. He's a beekeeper. So I'm glad you brought this up, John Regan. John, and you'll have your books available, and you'll autograph them and sell them, and you have dinner and lunch with faculty and guests at the Get Prepared Expo. I'm looking forward to it.
Look forward to seeing you again.
Hey, John Regan, thanks so much. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
Attention, listeners. SurvivalLife.com is giving away free EverStrike permanent matches for a limited time only. These matches are waterproof and will light in any weather condition, rain, snow, or sleet. It will still throw a spark. Its built-in ferro rod strikes at 3,000 degrees, and it is good for 15,000 strikes. Normally, $15. Today, it's free. Get yours at freesurvivalmatch.com. That's freesurvivalmatch.com. Hurry, supplies are limited. Visit freesurvivalmatch.com today.
Are you hungry for delicious, nutritious, rich, and satisfying home-cooked meals? Discover the Vita Clay 4-in-1 Smart Organic Cooker. Unglazed Zisha clay, an ancient secret that makes this fast multi-cooker so special. Infusing your food with incredible flavors, perfect texture, vitamins, and minerals for your good health. It's a slow cooker, rice cooker, a steamer, plus a yogurt maker. Go to VitaClayChef.com and enter promo code Radio20 for 20% off at checkout. That's VitaClayChef.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.
Extendovite is a 7-herb heart protection cocktail designed to support cardiovascular health, blood pressure, and cholesterol levels. February is Heart Month, and we at Heart Drop 2000 are having our Heart Month sale with prices from 6 years ago. Starting now until February 28th, you can purchase a 4-month supply of either capsules or liquid for only $125, including shipping and handling, to help you help yourself. So call now to take advantage of this one-time offer. To order, call 1-877-928-8822. That's 1-877-928-8822. Or visit our website at heartdrop.com.
Extend your life with Extendovite.